Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're moving beyond just strange encounters. We're really stepping into the truly terrifying.
Yeah, these are those moments where everyday life just brushes against pure horror.
Exactly. They leave this profound chill, make you question the safety of, well, everything around us. We're talking about experiences that leave a mark.
Yeah.
Make you look over your shoulder long after.
And what's really striking, I think, is how these incidents, which seem isolated, actually start to reveal some unsettling patterns. Patterns about human nature, maybe, and the dangers we tend to overlook.
Right.
They really highlight our vulnerability, but also, interestingly, how critical intuition can be for survival. That gut feeling when faced with something truly awful.
That sense of vulnerability and intuition playing a role, it's so clear in our first story. This one takes us back. Small town, Australia, 1975, a 12-year-old girl.
Right.
She was feeling pretty grown up, walking into town alone for the first time, running an errand for her mom. 20-minute walk, maybe. But about halfway there, she really needed a toilet, like urgently. She spots this rundown block, used to be an old bus stop structure, had a main waiting room, separate loos for men and women.
Gotcha. Dilapidated place.
Yeah. And as she gets closer, she sees this old man. He's just standing in the main room looking out the window, but his eyes are locked right on her.
Oh, straight away. That's unnerving.
Immediately unnerving. She hesitates, gets that little prickle of unease, but she really had to go, so she kind of pushes forward, tries to rationalize it. He's probably just waiting for someone.
Makes sense, or tries to make sense of it.
She walks into the block, tries not to make eye contact, but she can feel him watching her. Goes into the women's bathroom. Empty.
Okay, so the feeling gets worse.
Yeah, a bit of panic starts, but again, she tries to tell herself, maybe he's waiting for a friend in the men's room, right? So she goes into a cubicle.
And then
she hears the main bathroom door open. For a split second, she actually feels relieved, thinking, oh good, someone else is here. No. The footsteps stop right outside her cubicle, and through the little crack in the door, she sees him, the same man, staring right at her.
Oh my God, just staring.
Just staring. Pure terror grips her. She has no phone, obviously. It's 1975. Feels completely helpless, trapped. It felt like 5 minutes, just waiting for him to do something.
That must have felt like an eternity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And suddenly this loud chatter of families approaching the toilet block.
Saved by chance.
Totally. Man immediately snaps out of it, turns, and just books it out of there. She waits, hidden, until she hears a woman and her daughter come in. Still shaking, she comes out, tells them what happened.
And they helped her.
Yeah, the woman was incredibly kind, took her outside to her husband. They called the police right away.
And it's moments like that, isn't it? Where nothing physically happened, but the intent, it's chilling. This really highlights that testing of boundaries predators often do.
Testing boundaries.
Yeah. Research shows that sometimes this non-physical intimidation is like a first step. They're assessing vulnerability before they escalate. And the police, well, legally, their hands were tied because no crime was technically committed yet. It shows how hard it is to intervene sometimes.
And what happened afterwards is, well, it's the truly horrifying part.
It is. About 2 weeks later, the girl's back from camp, trying to forget it. She's watching the news with her parents, and the man's face comes on screen.
No.
Yeah. She has a full-blown panic attack. Her parents gently had to tell her later, this man, he'd gone to another city and he'd raped and killed a little girl around the same age as her.
Oh, God.
He was caught, thankfully, probably still in jail, like she said, rotting away. But the trauma for her, it's profound, haunted by that what if, thinking, where would that little girl be if I'd been the one that died?
Just unimaginable. Yeah. And those what ifs, sometimes it really is about the path you don't take. Let's shift gears. Same year, 1975, but this time Leeds, England. This involves an 11-year-old boy. He did a paper round every morning to earn pocket money. Left the house super early, pitch black outside.
Right, those early morning rounds.
His usual route took him through these playing fields. Basically a public park, but kind of run down, not well kept. And this particular morning, he said, was just particularly dark and gloomy.
Sets a mood.
Definitely. As he got near the path, the cut-through he always used, he suddenly felt, well, he said something off about it, couldn't explain why, but the feeling was intense. It genuinely freaked him out just to be there.
Just a bad vibe, a really strong one.
So strong that right then and there, he decided, nope, I'm going a long way. Took his time, went all the way around, avoided the park completely, tried to shake off the weird feeling for the rest of his round.
And it's a good thing he did, because later that day at school, the atmosphere was just off. Everyone was freaked out and in quite a state.
Why? What had happened?
He found out a woman had been murdered with a hammer, stabbed in the neck, earlier that morning, in the exact same playing fields he'd avoided, and specifically on the very pathway he usually took.
On the path.
On the path. And the chilling part, the time he would have been there doing his paper round was the apparent time the crime took place.
Wow. That something off feeling. It's incredible how often that comes up. Is there like a scientific basis for that kind of gut reaction?
There really is. That visceral feeling, it's often our brain's ancient threat detection system firing up, the amygdala specifically. It picks up on subtle cues, things we don't consciously register, and screams danger.
Yeah.
Way faster than our logical brain can process.
So it's subconscious pattern recognition.
Exactly. An innate sense of danger that, in his case, literally saved his life. And looking bigger picture, this murder turned out to be the first of 13 committed by Peter Sutcliffe.
Yorkshire Ripper.
The Yorkshire Ripper. That boy's instinct, that sudden fear, it pulled him back from encountering pure evil.
Gives you goosebumps just thinking about it. Okay, let's move forward in time. 2008, a different kind of unsettling experience. This happened in a pretty small city in the south of Sweden, not a touristy place, especially in winter.
Right.
Our narrator, a teenager then, was hanging out with classmates in a mall cafe's second floor, just waiting for the bus home. Pretty normal scene.
Okay.
Then this blonde woman, maybe in her 30s, comes up to their table. She seems to be alone, holding what looks like a tiny baby wrapped in a blanket. And she's speaking French.
French. In a small Swedish town. That's unusual.
Very unusual. She asks in French if she can sit with them, which was weird straight away because, one, the French, and two, there were loads of empty tables.
Okay, red flag number one.
Right. The teen felt a bit sorry for her at first, thinking maybe she felt isolated, couldn't communicate. They tried English, it didn't work, so they just kind of smiled politely.
Oh, cool.
Very. But then the unease really starts to creep in. The woman doesn't order anything, doesn't eat or drink. She's just fiddling with her cell phone, but holding it at this weird angle.
Weird how?
The teen slowly realizes the camera lens is pointed right at her. Pretty much the whole time. The longer she watches, the more convinced she is, this woman is secretly taking pictures of me.
That is deeply creepy.
Super creepy. She feels really uncomfortable, subtly signals to her friends, okay, let's get out of here. As they're getting their stuff together, the woman's on her phone, talking rapid French, low voice. Then, as the teens actually stand up to leave, the woman gets up too. Says something to the narrator, almost pleading-like. Clearly wanted her to follow her somewhere.
Follow her where?
The narrator's mind immediately went to the underground car park.
Yeah.
Real fear kicked in.
And then the reveal.
Yeah. As the woman puts her phone between her shoulder and cheek, probably to get something from her pocket, the blanket covering the baby, which had been unusually quiet the whole time, slips down. Exposes a doll. Not a baby.
Yeah.
A doll. Oh, wow.
Just a doll. They immediately contacted security, the police. But the woman was gone by then. All they found was grainy securing footage of her. And later, the doll itself just discarded in the car park.
The level of deception there, it's not like a direct threat, it's manipulation. That's what's so unsettling.
Precisely. That's the fascinating and deeply disturbing part here. The sheer audacity, the method. Using the universally recognized image of a vulnerable mother and child to potentially lure someone.
Yeah.
It taps into our empathy, bypasses caution. It's a sophisticated kind of deception you see in some predatory schemes. It really makes you question how we perceive danger and the lengths some people will go to hide truly sinister intentions.
That's a really profound point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this next one. This is a very modern story. Digital intrusion.
Yeah.
Real terror.
Okay.
Imagine finding a lost phone. You want to do the right thing, return it, but it quickly turns into an absolute nightmare. You feel hunted. This happened recently. Late night, gas station just outside an arts district. Large but spread out city. The narrator had been at a friend's loft, watched a scary movie, stopped for gas on the way home. Station's closed, but the pumps work with cards. Empty. No one around for miles.
Okay. Isolated setting.
While filling up, they spot an iPhone. Just lying on the ground at the next pump. Bit weird, they pick it up, thinking, okay, I'll find the owner or drop it at the station tomorrow.
The good Samaritan instinct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But on the drive home, curiosity wins. The phone's almost fully charged, which is maybe a bit odd. And stranger still, no passcode.
Oh, unlocked. That is weird these days.
Right. They thought it was odd, but, not enough to stop them looking. Straight to the Photos app, of course.
Naturally. What did they find?
About 50 pictures. Mostly candid shots of some young guy. A lot of them seemed to be at work, looked like maybe a target. A few shots were taken in the very arts district the narrator had just left.
Okay, seems normal enough. Maybe a bit careless leaving it unlocked.
But then there were two other pictures. Selfies of a different man. His face was slightly disfigured by what appeared to be burns. Not horrific, but enough to look, well, scary.
Okay.
And weirder still, these selfies were clearly taken inside a Target. And in the background of those selfies, the same young guy from all the other pictures.
Ooh, okay, that's not normal.
Not normal at all. The narrator immediately felt like they've stumbled onto something really weird, like stalker level weird.
I'd be thinking the same thing.
But the real terror hadn't even hit yet. As soon as they closed the Photos app, the phone instantly locked. And a message popped up on the screen.
What did it say?
It said, "I know you have my phone and I know where you are. I'm coming for my phone."
Oh no, find my iPhone.
Exactly. They'd completely forgotten about Find My iPhone until that second. Realized instantly the owner had remotely activated it. They were likely being tracked in real time.
That is terrifying. Absolute panic.
Total panic. That message, combined with those creepy burn victim selfies, it just overwhelmed them. The thought of this guy, potentially a stalker, knowing where they were.
This is where technology turns scary. It's not just a lost phone anymore. It's a tracking device. In the past, a stalker needed to physically follow you. Now
They just need your phone signal.
right. It collapses the distance, makes the threat immediate, palpable, in a way that's unique to our digital age. It really forces us to think about security differently. That psychological impact of being tracked, it can just override rational thought.
That fear must have been immense.
Yeah.
I mean, logically, maybe you drive to a police station, but in that moment,
Pure self-preservation kicks in. Faced with that sudden, intense fear, the narrator pulled over, smashed the phone, and ditched it in a Ripple glass recycling can on the opposite side of town.
smashed it. Wow.
Yeah, a desperate act. Maybe irrational on some level, but driven by sheer terror. They even hoped maybe destroying it might save someone else from this potential stalker.
Yeah.
It's just a terrifying example of how technology, privacy, and safety can intersect in the worst ways.
It really is a modern kind of horror. Okay, our last story tonight. This one's about persistent harassment that escalated into a terrifying home invasion attempt. Experienced by a woman named Sam and her boyfriend who's telling the story, back when they were in university in the U.S.
Okay.
Sam worked at a local diner, a place known for truckers passing through. Most were in and out, but there was this one guy.
Always one guy.
Right, a Russian guy, called himself Sergey. Whenever he saw Sam working, he'd deliberately wait, let other people go ahead, just so he'd get seated in her section.
Uh-oh, fixated.
Totally fixated. Seemed nice enough at first, but he always made a point of touching her hand when she put the check down. And he'd say something in Russian that just felt unsettling. Sam complained to her manager.
And what did they do? Let me guess.
Pretty much nothing. They brushed it off, said things like, "Oh, he's just foreign, it's their custom. Plus, he tips really well and pays cash, so you shouldn't complain."
Awful. Dismissing her concerns completely.
Completely. Which just let it get worse, of course.
And that dismissal, that rationalizing away her very real feelings of being uncomfortable and unsafe, that's so often how these things escalate, isn't it?
Seems like it.
It's not just about this one incident. It's how the initial dismissal of harassment creates the space for it to become truly dangerous. Her valid fears were ignored, basically, until things got critical.
So things kept escalating. After a few months, Sam figured out Sergey's route schedule and actually changed her classes to avoid being at the diner when he'd likely show up.
Smart move. Did it work?
For 1 week. Then, suddenly, his trucking schedule changed too, to match her new availability.
That's not a coincidence. That's stalking.
Exactly. He got more handsy, started hugging her when he left. He'd stay right until her shift ended, just ordering small things like side dishes so they couldn't technically kick him out.
Ugh, just lingering, making her uncomfortable.
So the narrator, her boyfriend, started staying over at her place more often, which was lucky because he was there the night Sergey offered to escort her home. And he used this weird Russian phrase. When they translated it later, it meant something like, "where you're going strange," implying he didn't mean home or school. He had somewhere else in mind for her.
Chilling. Just overtly threatening at that point. And then the climax.
Around 3 a.m., they're asleep. They get woken up by the sound of someone trying the door handle, trying to open the door.
Oh, God.
Luckily, her apartment had one of those sliding chain locks. The door hits the end of the chain, slams against the bracket.
Okay, thank God for the chain. What did they do?
Panic mode. The narrator reaches under the bed, grabs Sam's rifle. It was unloaded, maybe not the smartest storage, but he knew exactly where the ammo was, the 8mm rounds. Starts loading it. Sam grabs a knife, gets in the hall behind the door, and calls 911.
Adrenaline pumping.
Totally. Then the intruder slowly pushes the door open as far as the chain will allow. It's taut. And then they hear this scraping sound. Someone sliding a coat hanger around the edge, trying to undo the chain lock from the outside.
Persistent.
Yeah.
Terrifyingly deliberate.
Absolutely terrifying. The narrator, assuming it has to be Sergei, just yells out in his best broken Russian. He shouts, "Mauser, open, die!"
A Mauser, like the rifle.
Yeah, he figured the name was recognizable, sounded serious, said he tried to sound threatening but was probably shaking. Then a flashlight beam shoots through the gap in the door, blinds him for a second, then clicks off. They heard footsteps running way down the hall.
Wow. The bluff worked. What stands out there is just the sheer determination of the stalker, right? And how it escalated from dismissed customs to an actual attempted break-in. The police showed up maybe 10 minutes later, took statements, but, no clear view of the guy, no proof it was Sergei, couldn't really do much. Sam quit her job the next day, basically moved in with the narrator. They never found out for sure who it was. But that power of a quick action, even just a bluff with the rifle name, it really made a difference in a terrifying moment. It's a chilling reminder that just custom can absolutely hide something far more sinister.
So when we look at all these stories together,
Yeah.
what's the takeaway? These aren't just random scary tales. They feel like stark reminders of, the vulnerability just under the surface.
Yeah, the dark corners that can exist right alongside normal life, often lurking in plain sight, as you said earlier.
From a kid walking home to finding a phone, it shows how quickly that sense of security we rely on can just shatter. Danger can be closer than we think.
Absolutely. And looking at them collectively, they really speak to human resilience, don't they? Facing down pure, raw fear, they hammer home the importance of trusting your gut, staying vigilant, and just recognizing that sometimes the most terrifying stories are the true ones, and they might be happening closer than you'd ever imagine. It highlights intuition, unpredictability, but also incredible courage.
It really makes you think about your own life, doesn't it? Your routines, the places you go every day, the strangers you pass. How many times have you been just one step away from one of these stories?
Yeah.
It's a chilling thought, right?
Yeah.
To consider maybe some instinct, some silent guardian angel moment kept you safe, or what unknown dangers you just unknowingly sidestepped, makes you wonder what might be lurking just beneath the surface for any of us.
It certainly does.
Well, thank you for joining us on this rather unsettling deep dive. We hope these accounts gave you something to think about.
Stay vigilant out there.
Definitely. And if you found these stories compelling or chilling, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docx. We'll have more content coming your way. Stay safe.